Okay, so Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Gita class once more. Let's quickly pray and then we start. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Now Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. I hope all of you are chanting at least once every day. Make it 3 times every day at least. Slowly you must make it 8 times. And then you must be able to eventually by the end of the year, you should be able to chant one mala, which is 108. It takes only 7 minutes if you chant fast. If you chant little slowly, it will take maximum 10 minutes. So I hope that by the end, when we finish all the 18 chapters, I want all my students to be able to chant one mala every day. If you're able to do one mala, it is 108 times of the japa. It's going to help you to develop your concentration and give you many benefits, which you don't even know how many. Okay. So today, let us start with some of the verses that I want you to learn. I want you to all unmute and repeat after me. Even though when you repeat together, it may not be in harmony. Doesn't matter. Listen to me and then repeat after me. Okay, please do that. I'm starting the harmonium.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So the first we'll be revising is 4.7 and 4.8, where Krishna says, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or practice of duties, O descendant of Bharata, I will come. So Krishna says, when will I come on the earth? When there is a decline in religious practice. Yes. Then he says, why will he come? He will come to annihilate. Annihilate means kill the miscreants and to re-establish dharma. And he says, I will come every millennium, I will keep on coming. Okay? So let's do these two first. Repeat after me. Yada yada hi dharmasya.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत
अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Then he says, Paritranaya sadhunam Vinashaya cha dushkritam Dharma samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami yuge yuge. Anushka has also joined. Hare Krishna, Anushka. You can unmute and repeat. Now we'll also be learning.
Krishna, ma'am.
Yes. We'll also learn 4.9 and 4.10, in which Krishna says that a person who knows the transcendental nature of God's appearance, of Krishna's appearance and his activities, if you just know, upon leaving the body, they will not have to come back to the material world, but they will attain an eternal abode, not even heaven. Heaven is also coming in material abode, an eternal abode of spiritual, totally spiritual world. And being free from attachment, fear and anger, he'll be absorbed in Krishna, taking refuge in Krishna. And so many persons in the past, in the same way, they have been purified and they have attained transcendental love, prem bhakti for Krishna. So let's learn 4.9 and 4.10. Repeat after me. Janma karma cha me divyam. एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म
त्यक्त्वा देवं पुनर्जन्म
नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन. Alright, so let's go to 4.10. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashritaah bahavo jnanatapasa bhuta madbhavamagataah agataah. Yeah. Bhuta means become pure. Now we'll do two more today. The last verse of chapter 5 is also very important. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Bhoktaram means enjoyer. Yajna tapasa means all austerities and sacrifices. Who is the enjoyer, supreme enjoyer? Krishna. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the Maheshwaram, the greatest personality in the whole universe. All the universes, Sarvaloka, not just this earth, not just this solar system, but all the universes about which we cannot even ever imagine. He is the ruler of that, Maheshwaram. Okay? Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Okay? Suhridam means the best friend. He doesn't say, I'm the best friend of only devotees. He's actually the best friend of every living entity. The whole world, he is the best friend. Okay? Jnatva mam shanti mrichhati. Jnatva mam shanti mrichhati. Say that. All of you unmute. Jnatva means one who knows that. Shanti mrichhati means he gets peace. Okay, now chapter 6, 47 verses. Okay, and we will try to do quickly the brief summary of all those verses. You have to join one more meet after this gets over. Now in this last verse, he says that all the yogis, one with Isha, can you unmute here? Mute. Okay. So he says that of all the yogis, one who has great faith and always abides in Krishna, thinks of him within himself and gives transcendental loving service to Krishna, he is united with Krishna in yoga, and it is the highest of all. So Krishna says that of all the yogis, if you are able to keep your mind united with the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he is the highest yogi. Alright? It is not person who is very slim, who has a flexible body, who can do so many asanas, who is the best yogi, but one who can keep his mind attached to Krishna is the best and highest yogi. Okay? Let's just learn this shloka also of chapter 6. Yoginamapi sarvesham Advatenantaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Shraddha, with lot of devotion and concentration and sincerity, those who will be devoted to me, means Krishna, Same Yukta Tamo Mataha.
Same Yukta Tamo Mataha.
Tamo Mata means it's my opinion. Yukta means you'll be joined with, you'll be in unison. Your thoughts will be with Krishna. Okay. So today we'll quickly also do two more stories from the Krishna book. Okay, so let me stop this Tanpura for now. And chapter 6 we'll do, but because it's very important to also know stories of Krishna. So let us do, before we go to key learnings of chapter 6, we'll quickly read two stories. One is the story of Asuras, Shakata and Trinavarta. At least we'll finish chapter 11 quickly. Is that okay with all of you, or do you want to do chapter 6 first?
Stories are
Stories?
okay.
Shall we do the stories first? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So let's quickly go. Let me share the story screen with you. And let's learn some nice stories, two of those nice stories of Krishna. So we'll be doing the chapter 11. We have already finished till chapter 10, but I'll just quickly read this in italics. I'll read and then you all can read the rest. So last we had read that those who will read or listen to the story of Putana, we read the story of Putana, how Krishna, when she put poison on her breast and she fed Krishna, Krishna drank her life also out of her and then she got moksha. That's the story of moksha, means she got liberated. Because even though she had a bad intention, she actually took the position of a mother for Krishna for some time. Okay, and so Krishna is very kind and gives her moksha. Now let's look at this, a little bit of theory which Prabhupada has written in his Krishna book. He says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is always full of 6 opulences. That's why he's called Bhagavan, full of bhaga or opulence, means richness of what all. He's got complete wealth, he's got a whole universe, complete strength, he can do anything. He's so strong. There's no one who can be as strong as Krishna. Complete fame in the whole universe. Everybody will say, even those who are atheists, when they're in difficult time, they will say, oh God, save me. Suddenly they will call out to God only. He is a person who's got complete fame. Krishna has complete knowledge. There's nothing that he doesn't know. We may think that, complicated formula in computer and all will Krishna. No, Krishna, there's nothing that he doesn't know. Complete beauty. No one can compare Krishna in beauty and complete renunciation. Yet he is completely detached. He is not attached to any one thing. He has no desires. He is completely renounced. Now the Lord appears in different incarnations. Krishna is one of the incarnations. You can pray to the Lord as Rama. You can pray to the Lord as Vamana, as Narasimha, anything, because they're all different eternal incarnations of Krishna only. The conditioned soul has immense opportunity to hear. Why does Krishna take all these incarnations? Because we are conditioned soul. Our soul has forgotten the real identity. And Krishna comes and takes different activities so that by listening to them, we will slowly get attracted to our original identity. In the Bhagavad Gita that just now we learned, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. Those who know all these pastimes, they of the Lord, and they know that the Lord is not material, that the Lord is beyond material conception. And by hearing about these uncommon, unique activities, you are able to, evolve in your own transcendental nature. You are not material by nature. We are all transcendental in our true nature. Okay, so let's just skip some paragraphs and come here. So Krishna says, if someone takes advantage of hearing about the Lord, material contamination due to association with this material world will be cleaned. Lord Chaitanya has also said the same thing. And the Lord, out of mercy, he comes on the material world. He displays activities like as if he's a human being. He displays activities as if he is a part of the material world. But unfortunately, people who are atheistic by nature or who are impersonalists, they look at Krishna as an ordinary person and they condemn the Bhagavad Gita. They say that some ordinary human being has only written it. And Krishna in the Gita itself, he says that in chapter 9, you will learn Krishna says that avajananti ma mudha manushim tanumashritam. Mudha means stupid, fools. He says that those who do not understand that Krishna is God and those who think Krishna is an ordinary man, they are mudhas and they are greatly unfortunate. They cannot accept Krishna as God. Okay, so sometimes such unfortunate people, they even go ahead and say that I am only Krishna, I am God. You find people who will say I am God. Okay, so now let's read the story of Asura, Shakata and Trinavarta. Misha, can you read the small part in the box about this?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mother Yashoda was always observed in nurtured affection of
motherly. Yeah.
Affection for Krishna. She thought of Krishna as her son and never as a supreme god. She used to consider baby Krishna to be dependent on her.
Yeah, she thought, I am the mother of Krishna. Krishna is an ordinary baby and she loved him so much. She gave all the time she was thinking of Krishna. You can see in this picture, she's feeding Krishna. Arav, can you read from Days Went By?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Days went by. The son of Yashoda was 3 months old now. On the day he completed 3 months, there were special celebrations at Gokul. From the early morning, visitors thronged Nanda's house. Yashoda bathed, dressed up, and fed the baby. Then he had fallen asleep. Yashoda laid him down on a silky soft bed in the courtyard. After instructing some children to take care of the baby, she got busy making the guests comfortable, supervising feasts and pujas and other activities.
Read till the picture.
Yeah. Suddenly there appeared a cart nearby. It was actually an asura named Shakata, a friend of Kamsa. In disguise, the cart slowly moved nearer and nearer and in the stood just above the sleeping baby. Just above the sleeping baby. The children were playing.
Thank you, Arav. So it is a 3rd month birthday, not year, but 3rd month celebration of Krishna's. Okay, and there was a great party and feast, and Brahmanas were having, there was puja happening. Yashoda was busy with the guests, so she put Krishna in on a soft material and she asked children to take care, but the children were busy playing. Krishna was there, and slowly Shakata, who is one of the asuras, whom Kamsa said, go and kill Krishna. He took the form. Asuras can take any form because they have a lot of powers. He took the form of a cart. It's actually an asura, and he slowly moved nearer so that nobody will see that a cart is coming. And a cart will look like any other cart there, so they wouldn't be suspicious. And it slowly came just above Krishna, who was lying down there. Okay, so next, can I have Niranjana? Can you read what happens after that?
Yes, ma'am. The Asura's plan was suddenly fall down on the baby and kill him. How was he to know that it was he who would die? The sleeping baby woke up, opened his eyes, and began playing. Throwing his legs and arms up and down. It was then that his leg touched the cart above. As if pushed by a tremendous force, the cart flew up into the sky and crashed to the ground to 1,000 pieces a little distance away. The baby was least perturbed. He continued playing. Some children had witnessed the entire series of events. When Yashoda and other came running on, hearing the deafening crash. Deafening crash. The children told Yashoda. The baby kicked the cart high into the sky. Then it fell down and broke into pieces.
Yeah, one more paragraph.
Now, who would believe this? That a 3-month-old infant could kick a heavy cart up into the sky. The children, however, persisted with their story. The listeners did not know what to say. Tearfully, Yashoda lifted the baby up in her arms and thanked God that her son was saved.
Yeah, so here we can see another story of how Krishna kills a Rakshasa or an Asura in the form of a cart, a heavy cart. And Krishna is just like a baby kicking his hands. And have you seen little babies, they kick their hands and legs? And suddenly Krishna's legs, you have seen, right? Krishna's legs as he's kicking, it just touched the cart. But so much power, the cart went flying and fell far away, crashed into pieces. The noise was deafening. People came running out to see what happened, and then they see that the cart is shattered. And then some children, they had seen that actually Krishna had just kicked the cart, and they told everyone, we saw Krishna just kicked the cart, and that's why the cart fell down. But no one could believe, how can a small baby just kick and a cart can go flying and break? How is it possible? So Yashoda just lifts the baby and says, thank God my baby is safe. Now I want Ritika, can you continue reading what happens on another occasion?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, just a minute.
Yeah. So today we were reading the stories of 2 of the Asuras. Okay, one we finished. Now we are going to read about Trinavarta. It's also a very famous story of how, Trinavarta was killed. Let's see.
On another day, Yashoda was playing with her son who was sitting on her lap. Suddenly, she felt that the baby was getting heavier. In a few moments, he became extremely heavy. Unable to carry him, Yashoda laid him down nearby. Within a few seconds, a cyclone swept by, swirling round and round. Blinded by the dust that arose, Yashoda blinked. As she opened her eyes, the baby was not to be seen. The cyclone had carried the baby away. Yashoda ran helter-skelter in search of the baby. All who heard her screams joined in the search. Another Asura friend of Kamsa, named Trinavarta, had taken the form of cyclone and carried Yashoda's son high up in the sky. The divine baby knew what was going to happen. That was why he had made himself heavy, compelling Yashoda to put him down.
Yeah, here we can see the picture from the Krishna book of Prabhupada, and the book we are reading is by Dr. Gauri Suresh. So here this is Trinavarta, who is the Asura, right? He takes the form of a cyclone, and up in the sky he takes Krishna, and Krishna is holding on as if he's afraid at Trinavarta's throat. And let's see what happens. Ritika, you can continue reading some more. Up.
Yes, ma'am. Up in the sky, the baby, pretending to be scared, held on tightly to Asura's neck. When the Asura, after reaching a great height, tried to drop him down, just could not do it. The baby's grip around his neck was so strong. In fact, because of the baby's grip, Trinavarta got suffocated and with a loud thud fell down on the ground in his original Asura form and died on the spot. Nothing happened to the baby boy, though. On the mountainous dead body of the Asura, he played blissfully.
Yeah. Anushka, you would like to continue reading? Or Ritika, just read one more paragraph, dear. Yeah. Anushka, you can read from One Day Yashoda, okay? The next story. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. One day Yashoda was feeding the baby. The baby was in the...
Anushka,
mood and was doing many pranks. Lying on
Anushka,
his mother's
just a
lap,
minute.
Yashoda was
Anushka.
enjoying every single moment of her son's
Arav,
company.
don't say that.
Yes, ma'am.
Anushka, just a minute. Ritika will finish one more paragraph, okay? Arav.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Hmm.
The people of Gokul were dumbfounded. They retrieved the baby and praised the glory of Lord Narayana. They were obviously ignorant of the fact that the baby was the incarnation of Lord Narayana, who they were thanking profusely now. One can say that it was by the grace of Hari that Hari was saved.
Yeah. So you should be able to imagine how the Rakshasa, in the form of such a huge Tom, Krishna holding on to his neck, and then he dies and he falls, and Krishna is happily playing on the dead body of a huge Asura, and people are again, so amazed. All right. So we can't imagine all those days because, so many centuries ago in different yuga, how these things would have happened. We're just grateful to know from our scriptures that these happened. Okay. So now Anushka, please continue reading. One day. Yeah.
One day, Yashoda was feeding the baby. The baby was in the playful mood and was doing many pranks. Lying on his mother's lap, Yashoda was enjoying every single moment of her son's company, looking intently at the cherubic face of her child. She forgot anything else. At that time, the baby suddenly stopped sucking and opened his tiny mouth wide, as if in yawn. Wonder of wonders. Yashoda saw her inside her son's mouth, the whole universe, the sun, the moon, and the stars, oceans, mountains, and forests, rivers, and the deserts, and all become movable and immovable objects. Confused and scared at the time, Yashoda shut her eyes for the moment. When she opened them again, the boy had closed her mouth and was playing as before. All such incidents confirm that little babe of Nanda and Yashoda was no ordinary kid. On each occasion, Yashoda prayed to God to give her son long life and keep him free from danger.
All right. Very nice. Shall we read chapter 12 also? Anybody wants to read or shall I read? Yeah. Thank you, Anushka. So that's how we saw another occasion when Yashoda was feeding her Krishna milk. And suddenly, when she sees the mouth, Krishna has opened his mouth, the whole universe is in the mouth. But she sees it again another occasion also. This is one of the occasions. Again, there's a separate story when she actually sees the whole universe in Krishna's mouth. All right. So, shall we read one more short chapter, or we'll now move on to the chapter 6 of Gita? What do you say?
Then chapter 6 of Gita.
All right, fine. So let's move on to chapter 6 of Gita. There is in 5 minutes that the meeting will end. Please join again. All right. So in chapter 6 of Gita, you will learn how to control the mind. Krishna will give you a 2-step formula of controlling the mind. But before he will give that formula, he will be explaining Ashtanga Yoga. And Krishna will explain how Ashtanga Yoga, you need to do so many things. And then you will find in this chapter, Arjuna will say, oh my God, I can't do so many things. Arjuna knows archery. He can, do anything with his arrows. He has learned so many mantras. So he can even control the wind. So he says, I can even control the wind, but I cannot control my mind. It is so difficult. The mind is like a monkey, always running from here to there. Controlling it is difficult. And then Krishna will give the secret of how to control the mind. And then Arjuna will ask, what will happen if I'm trying to do all these things and I'm even, leaving all my sensual desires or not letting my senses run after sense objects? I'm concentrating on Krishna, but I'm not able to do it. Suppose I fail, then what will happen? I'm not enjoying the sense objects also, and I'm not getting Krishna, I'm not becoming perfect in remembering Krishna, then what will happen to me? And to such devotees who cannot, attain perfection, and Krishna will say, he will explain how whatever little effort you do to understand Krishna is never wasted. Even if you stop and you fall somewhere, you feel, oh God, I can't do this tough thing which Krishna is telling us. Then the next birth, you will start from wherever you left. You will be born in a righteous family. You may be born in a rich family. Why rich? Because then you don't have to worry about your eating and your clothes and food. You can choose to, use your time in the next birth to again start and continue on attaining perfection. And then Krishna in chapter 6 will at last, he will say what is the best yoga process, and he will explain how Bhakti Yoga is actually the best. There are so many steps. There is Sakam Karma Yoga. Remember in the first chapters I had told you that we begin with, first of all, Bhogi. Bhogi is only wanting to enjoy, running after pleasures. Then starts Sakam Karma Yoga, where he starts doing karma with he starts doing karma with devotion to God, but he has little bit Sakam, thoda sa attachment, little bit he's attached with attachment. He wants, God, I'm thinking of you, but you must give me concentration. I can come first in my class. Or, I'm doing all this for you, but see that my business will not fail. I should continue getting profit. So some, attachment to material desire is still left. That is Sakam. Then you slowly, by reading more, chanting more, he becomes Nishkam Karma Yoga, where he will get the idea that I don't want anything, oh Krishna. I don't mind you whatever you give me, I will anyway get because of my past karma, good and bad. I don't want any more new karma. I just want to be focused on you, and he will become into a Nishkam, no desire for the fruit. I'm studying now, I'm studying. I'm not desiring anything. I am doing my duties. I have a goal. These are the things I'm seeing in the world. I want to help this world in this way. I'm working towards it. That's it. So that is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Then Akam, where you have, you give everything totally to Krishna. So Sakam, Nishkam, and then he talks about this, Ashtanga Yoga and all these meditations, severe austerities, and he explains that Bhakti Yoga, where you just don't have to worry about anything, just love Krishna. And that is the highest form of yoga. Okay, that's what. I've already told you the whole chapter 6 is over. Chapter 6 is finished. So these are the things that Krishna says in chapter 6. How to control the mind, what happens if you cannot be perfect, and what is the best yoga process. These are the key learnings. So here Krishna will tell you, he is going to say, what is mind? He will explain that, is your mind a friend or enemy? Can someone tell me, is your mind your friend or is your mind your enemy? Who will tell me?
Whether we can it or not.
One by one. First one person, raise your hand. All right, Misha, who is your mind your friend or enemy? After Misha, Niranjana.
No, ma'am, I can drink milk.
Yes, Misha?
Ma'am, I can drink milk.
Yeah, please go ahead and drink milk, dear. Okay, Niranjana, you tell me, is your mind your friend or enemy?
I think it's my friend.
You think it's your friend? Okay, very good. Ritika, what do you think?
Ma'am, I think it depends upon whether we can control it or not. If we are able to control it, then it's our friend, and if not, then it's the enemy.
Yeah, very good, Ritika. And Niranjana also, good trial, very nice. So yes, it's very right. The mind can be your best friend, but condition is there. If you're able to control your mind, otherwise the mind will become your worst enemy. If you just allow your mind to do what it wants, you will just not be able to do what you're supposed to do at all. Because when you're studying, your mind will say, "Arey yaar, stop studying, go and play some video game. Padhai to baad mein bhi ho jayega," Or your mind, you want to do, you should go and do some exercise, or your mom is saying, go for swimming class, but you don't want to, you feel very lazy. Oh my God, I don't want to go today. I'm not well, I'm having stomach pain. So your mind will become your master if you don't become the master of your mind. So the mind, first of all, when you start, in the second chapter of Gita, when Krishna says, separate yourself from your body, mind, understand that these are, just there. You are not your mind. You are not your body. When you're able to think that I am my soul, I am the soul, I am the soul situated in the heart here, then you'll be able to control your mind and your body. It will become in your control, and then they will become your friend. But if you don't control, you just allow your body and mind to follow what